Jim always hears the word fanboy thrown around a lot. Jim prefers to use the term brand loyalty. Just because I like a product and continue to buy products from that same company, I don't think that necessarily makes me a fanboy. Now, if I blindly follow a product, whether they're good or not, that would make me a fanboy. But as I've showed you guys before, first camera I ever used was a Konica auto reflex. First camera I ever bought for myself was a Minolta 7000 autofocus camera. Now, I shot Minoltas forever. When Minolta got bought by Sony, I began to shoot Sonys, simply because my lenses fit. My A-mount Minolta lenses fit. When I went to buy film cameras, I bought Minolta SRTs, some of the Minolta XEs. I even bought a Minolta Himatic rangefinder, mainly because they were Minoltas. And then as I continued with Sony, when Sony came out with a mirrorless camera, I did buy their mirrorless system because I thought Sony systems were good and I liked them. Not necessarily a fanboy, just the fact that I did know they made good products and I had always been happy with the performance of my products I had from them. Now, that's not to say that I've never shot with a camera other than a Minolta. I have shot with Canon Rebel XTs. I have shot with Nikons. I remember a Nikon F1 I shot with. And again, both these cameras seem nice, like the lenses and everything on them. But as I had started in the Minolta system, it was just easier for me to continue to buy Minolta instead of try to price out a whole new system and start with something all new. Jim has mentioned a few times that he uses the original A7 and A7R. I also have a A5000, which is a very small, compact, no eye finder, mirrorless. It's interchangeable lens, but it is one of the first models that they came out with. And Jim could upgrade probably, but currently these cameras are doing what Jim needs them to do. Now, Jim could save up, because I will admit that one thing I do is buy, well, I call them used and owed, but when I'm looking at them online, they're all vintage cameras because I just like collecting old Minolta cameras. Now, sometimes I would get them off of eBay that say as is for parts only, just because I'm using them for display. But I find it more fun to actually get a working one. I have some old Minolta Himatics. They were rangefinders that Minolta made. I use them. Have a couple of SRT models that I use, and I just enjoy using them, running some film through them every once in a while. It's fun. And so yeah, if I stopped that hobby, I could probably save up money and buy me some of the newer, some of the better products that Sony has put out. Along those lines, Jim also continues to use a Minolta 75-300 for his bird and animal photography, and he uses that on an A300 DSLR. Again, I know that I could get an A9, A1, probably even one of the A7 IIIs or something along those lines, get better autofocus, get better shutter speed and all of those things. And if I were doing it professionally and trying to make a living off of it, I certainly would make that investment. But currently, that's working for me. My everyday carry equipment is a Sony A7R with a 24-70 size lens 4.0 on it. I do know that a 2.8 would be better, quicker, work better for me in low light, such things. I know that if I got a 22, I would get a wider range and it would be quicker being a prime lens. Heard that the quality of the new 24-70 is better. But again, for what I'm doing, it's getting the job done and I see no need to upgrade. I think sometimes people get more excited about the new thing that's coming out, even though for a long time they've been able to use what they've currently got and get useful work out of it. One product that I certainly know that I'm going to upgrade is my 50mm. I currently have a 50mm 1.8 by Sony, and it seems to hunt ridiculously hard to get autofocus, so I would love to update that.